what it is, what it do. It's your girl Brittany, back better, another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is, I know what it is. We both know I post frequently. All right, y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing a Dougie bow, our Dougie yow into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this video. So in today's video, we are getting into Poodie and Isaiah. The beef continues. So as y'all know, Poodie is going to be on Playboy season 3. He just did his photo shoot not too long ago, so he's going to be casted. Obviously, if you've been here for a while, you know that Isaiah has allegedly never really cared for Poodie like that, and they're going to get that at the Playboy's house. They're going to get that. They need that. So if you've been following, as y'all know, Poodie is going to get that with Isaiah, and he's going to get that with Landon. So Poodie ends up doing an interview, and I guess the interviewer asked him about Isaiah, and where they stand, and, like, what's the beef? Now, I'm going to say this, y'all. I could not put the audio in here because they got some type of music over it. I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm going to just tell y'all what Poodie said. And it's not verbatim. Obviously, I'm going to be paraphrasing. So Poodie lets it be known that he's still going to get there with Isaiah at the Playboy house. I'm loving that part. Interview, he lets it be known that he don't even be stunning Isaiah like that. When it came to Isaiah and Cody fighting, Poodie was living his life, not thinking about Isaiah. He just out here living, young and turned. And Isaiah like, oh, Poodie, you're next. And Poodie like, I'm on your mind hard. Like, you had to let it be known. Note to self, note to the world. Oh, Poodie Tang is next. And remember, I am paraphrasing. So Poodie ends up continuing. And he basically just said that Isaiah is always trying to act like he high and mighty. And he's like above certain people. As y'all know, Isaiah, for example, loves to be like, I'm CEO, I put you on, you're on my show, you're on my. It's always mine, it's always blueprint, it's always, I put you on. So, Poodie ends up saying in so many words that Isaiah is very calculated on who he squabbles. Like, obviously, Isaiah is not just squabbling a random when they come on his shows. He's fighting people with a platform. Poodie does give examples of the people who Isaiah fought who have a platform. So he said Dooley, the treacherous twins, and Maul. And obviously, Dooley and the twins have a platform. I would say, well, Dooley, I would say he has a platform outside of Now That's TV. But I definitely believe when it comes to boys that people want to see back on different shows, Dooley and the Treacherous Twins always come up. And regardless of how long the twins are away, I think people still root for them and, obviously want to see them on Playboys. Poodie continues on and lets it be known, every fighter has their day. Isaiah had told him that, Landon whooped you, Maul whooped you, and Poodie said, yeah, and Q whooped you, and Dooley whooped you. Like, be for real. One day, you might catch me on a bad day. Maybe I don't have the same energy, or maybe I just don't think that the problem was that serious for us to fight about, or anything like that. Or maybe you catch me on the right day where I was already lit, I was already turned, and I was waiting on somebody to say something out the way so I could get that. And I'm not gonna lie, Poodie makes a lot of sense, in my opinion, when it does come to Isaiah's spades. I ain't gonna lie, Isaiah ain't really never fought nobody with, like, a no name. Like, obviously, when it came to the auditions, that man, like, to this day, that joke is so funny. He called out Isaiah. Isaiah rolled his pants up, and that man took Isaiah through there. But, that's obviously at an audition. But when it comes to Isaiah shows, he usually does get into it or fist fight with more so people who are stars of the show. You know, the background characters, he leave them in the background to play and, you know, be begging to get on the next show. But more so when it comes to people with a platform, you know, or people who have some type of relevancy outside of Now That's TV, or, you know, even just on Now That's TV, he will say, bitch, let me get that. And I will say this because I get what Poodie was saying too. Like, Isaiah do be trying to play like he on this other level, but he don't mind coming down. And the thing about it is like, you do be finding your cast. All y'all be finding y'all cast for real, but he will get out there with his cast. And I can see how that cheapens the brand of you being like, quote unquote, the CEO or the blueprint, or like, I put you on. Because it's like, if I put you on, what I look like letting you hit me or me put my hands on you? You know, if anything, if I'm the boss, I'm the boss. It's going to go the way I want it to go. Now, maybe I could be, you know, influenced to change my approach, or I change my tone over time just through experience and feedback. But overall, I'm still the person who running this thing. So with that, I'm not going to then make it seem like I'm auditioning for my show. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. And I would say this too. Not only do that cheapen his brand as far as a CEO, as y'all know, now, this is my opinion. I'm not asking y'all's. I'm telling y'all mine's. When it comes to Isaiah fighting Dooley had bills to pay, okay? Dooley, this is my thing right here. I get why Isaiah got in the field with Dooley. Because that's where he come from. Like, the problem gonna get solved because we're gonna fight. And with it being like that, because he he lost really bad. It was one thing for you and Dooley to get that on your show. You lose. We kind of, you know, left it alone. It was like, oh, okay, he lost. Okay. He got up there with the twins. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You kind of lost that one too. And, you know, we forgot about it because the show was truly so boring. We had forgot. But when you got to fight with Dooley in the streets, I haven't forgot that one yet. Them slipping falls that Isaiah be doing is crazy. Isaiah is always slipping and falling in his fights. I'm like, can we put some new tennis shoes on? Let's, like, you know how they do the shoe and push it onto the ground to make sure they got that grip. Let's do that before we get in the field. Before we just start walking up, running up, let's go and make sure that the tennis shoes got some type of grip on them, okay? Simple. But I definitely understand what Poodie is saying. Definitely. I will say this too. I want Poodie and Isaiah to get that. But more so, their beef is not a beef that I truly care about. The beef that I'm fiending for, the faith that I'm yearning for, is Landon versus Poodie. Because when I tell you it's so much built up tension there, I need them to get that. And then, you know, obviously, we'll know what else happens when it happens. Now, let's get into some more tea that Poodie spilled while he was on the podcast. Poodie let it be known that he's a slut. He's a slut. Okay, so as y'all know, Poodie is on Roomhates, and this dude right here, AJ, is on Roomhates as well. Mind y'all, AJ and Poodie are roommates on Roomhates. They end up coming in irritated with each other because AJ was trying to get on the show, dogging out Poodie, wanting to fight Poodie, blah, 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 who cares? But the real tea and the real gag is, so from what Poodie said on the interview, allegedly, he went to go pick up Raj from the airport because she had got in late. With her getting in late, he was the only person up at 3 in the morning. So he seen AJ, I guess, laying there asleep, or AJ probably was like, why you still up? You know, they probably had already been looking at each other. And me watching the scene back to get the screenshot, you could tell it was energy in the air now that I got this information. So he probably like, what you up for? Or Poodie like, hey, you want to cuddle? I want to cuddle. So Poodie said that he ended up started licking or kissing on AJ's neck. And AJ was like, you know, it's GoPros in here. Like, babe, it's secret cameras in here. Like, just vibe, just chill. We'll handle that tomorrow. Poodie said they handled what they needed to handle, did what needed to be done. And after that, couldn't nobody play with AJ. AJ was covered, okay? AJ could not be touched at all. He had the Scotty treatment at that point. Poodie is hilarious to me. I think Poodie is so funny. Poodie is always going to let it be known, like, he like that, you know? And I don't mind it. Like, I think it just adds more to the show, because to me right now the show is kind of moving a little slow. I need a little more about it, you know. And I wonder who else hooked up in the house. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, babes. Bye.